Hello and a very good evening to you. I thought I'd pop on before we do our live this evening. I hope you're good. I hope you've enjoyed our check-in this month at working on self-love. I intend doing a bit of a masterclass special this evening. We've got like 50 concepts to play with, and I'm going to do that within the hour and really just tidy up everything that we've been working on, do a little bit more, and give you a little suggestion for next month. I thought of something really good, fun for check-in next month. So I'll pause the video just now. I'll let the gang in when they appear, and I hope that, as I say, you've really enjoyed this, whether you've been watching remotely or whether you've been taking part in the meetings. Thank you for making the time, whatever way you've done it. Thank you for checking in with yourself. That's what this is all about. This opportunity for us to connect as a tribe, but for you to check in with yourself in our beautiful, very supportive, loving group. I'm going to miss you as I always do. So hankies at the ready, eh? I'll see you soon. Hi again. Good evening. It's just me tonight. So yeah, I've created a little bit of a masterclass experience for you today. My apologies for being a wee bit unclear of the wording of the AFT. I've got that nailed for you today in a few different ways. I was going to play with about 50 concepts here. A wee bit more difficult when it's just me, because I was going to be doing downloads as we went along, but that's okay. That's okay. I think I'll start talking and maybe someone will join me. And if not, we'll just go with it. And yeah. Um, why don't we start off as we usually do by taking three nice deep breaths? Just relaxing into the chair, allowing yourself to be truly supported, and taking a few slow deep breaths right into your tummy, relaxing your tummy, feel it soften and expand with the in breath, and let your body relax and let go as you exhale. Another deep breath in your own time, and one more slow deep breath into your tummy. That's beautiful. We will do some meditation, some healing as we go through. But I thought I would begin with some concepts, some ideas in how to love yourself more. So I was really chuffed when everyone got a yes for energy testing. I love myself, yes. And I would suggest you do that again as you work through today's stuff. Um, but some practical points, if you like, and maintaining self love, compassion, and kindness. The first one, um, it's quite obvious, but we quite often do this. We compare ourselves to other people, and I think we always come off worse when we compare ourselves with others because either we're going to think they are better than us and we are less esteemed, or maybe we think we're better than someone else, which isn't ideal either, is it? So it can create inferiority or superiority. Adler spoke about that, the psychologist. It's just getting the pitch in the middle. My advice is drop the comparisons. We don't understand what another person is all about, really. And it's quite subjective when we look at someone. We maybe see what they present to the world, but you don't know what's going on inside. So there seems a little point in comparing yourself to others. I mean, as we grow up, as we are teenagers, we're doing this constantly. As we become young adults, we are comparing ourselves because we're judged in what we do. So we want to get it right, don't we? And I do understand that. But very simple. If you catch yourself comparing yourself with another, drop it, let it go. Okay. I was going to offer you a little download there, a Theta Human download showing you what it feels like to live without comparing yourself to others. So if you'd like that download, just say yes. There we have it, showing you what it feels like to live without comparing yourself with others. Lovely. Second point, something that we tackled previously, it's about boundary setting and saying no. Saying no to someone is saying yes to you. So it feels very self-loving when you decide at this moment to put yourself first. And I find it difficult to say no as well. And usually when it's a yes, but maybe later, I would say maybe, maybe. Um, but practice saying no, because it is quite self-loving because you've decided to put yourself first. It maybe feel a wee bit uncomfortable, but when you do it a few times, you realise that was aligned. That was me speaking my truth and doing it in an aligned way. Lovely. Okay, that's actually the next point. Making aligned choices that no longer compromise you. Boundaries is all about making choices, of course, and it's making the highest and best one for you, where you're allowed to put your needs, on the table, and there's nothing unreasonable with that. Making choices so that you can live without compromising yourself. Would you like to know what that feels like? As a theta healing download, a belief that you're able to make aligned choices without compromising yourself. Let's do that. If you'd like the download, say yes. Beautiful. There we go. Lovely. Okay. Number four, let yourself off the hook. Nice and simple, that one. Yeah. Actually, when you say it, I'm going to let myself off the hook for that one. Feels quite nice, doesn't it? You know, maybe we were tired or whatever. I'm just going to let myself off the hook. I'm not going to give myself a hard time. That's what that's all about, isn't it? Do you want to know what that feels like to live without giving yourself a hard time? Yeah, let's do it. Beautiful. Excellent. Okay, just to point out, um, there's no such thing as a mistake. Um, it's all a learning experience. So the way that we treat mistakes or imperfections has an effect upon how much we love ourselves or how much we value ourselves. And it's recognizing that we are here to learn. And it doesn't matter how long it takes us to learn. It doesn't matter how often we need to be triggered or we need a particular thing to happen to learn. As long as we are learning and we're learning that mistakes are an opportunity to do something in a better way in the future. Okay. Would you like to know what it feels like to understand that mistakes or imperfections are simply learning experiences, and we can have these learning experiences without being hard on ourselves? Let's do that. If you like the download, say yes. Okay, beautiful. Feel that flowing nicely. Next one, point number six is being present. Yeah, being present, being in this moment, whatever the moment requires of you, to be there with a full heart is beautiful. And it can reduce that monkey puzzle chat, in the mind, being present. So just focusing in the moment and whatever that brings, whether it's a meditative moment, or you're reflecting in your breath, or you're actually doing something, but you're doing it very mindfully and really focusing on it, taking your time and doing it, then there's little room for negative thinking. So living in the moment is a beautiful thing to do. When we get in the moment, we kind of forget about the past and forget about the future, and we just blissfully are here. And that's really what it's all about. It's fine to reflect and it's fine to plan, but ultimately being present is the most important thing we can do. Otherwise, we miss everything. You can take a walk through a beautiful garden and your mind can be reminding you of its troubles and woes, and you don't notice the rhododendrons flowering, you don't notice the bumblebees buzzing or the blackbirds sing because we're so in our mind. So bringing us back into the present moment is a very loving, kind thing for you to do for yourself. Lovely. Okay. Would you like to know what it feels like to be present, to live in the moment? If you'd like the download, say yes. That's beautiful. The other point about being present is that it reduces distractions. Uh, and we feel so much better when those distractions are reduced. Um, Distractions become frustrating, especially if they hold us back. It could be like noise, or it could be requests from people. It could be your phone pinging every 2 minutes. Distractions don't do us good, do they? They really do take us out the moment completely. Okay, fun is number 7. Making fun a little priority for you. What is fun and what is playful is personal and different to each person, isn't it? Um, what is fun to you? What do you enjoy doing? Uh, what makes you feel like the inner child is alive? Mm. Wouldn't it be nice to prioritize a little bit of fun in our life? I find this good fun, and that's why I do it. And it's really lovely to do things in your life which are fun. So just finding some fun, um, playing. You can do that yourself. You can do it with others. Okay. Would you like to know what it feels like to have some fun? So we like ourselves more when we're having fun. When you're having fun, the best bit of you really probably comes out. Let's face it. Your total personality comes out when you're having fun. We should never underestimate fun. That's for sure. Okay. Number 8, get to know yourself better. Focus on your gifts and your virtues. Acknowledge and surrender any imperfections. Hey, focusing on your gifts and your virtues is a really nice thing to do, which will help you appreciate and love yourself so much more. And I know everyone here's got some beautiful gifts, skills, and virtues. Really beautiful people recognizing those. It's pretty awesome. Um, List your strengths. Sometimes if you're finding it hard to love yourself, why don't you write a list of all your strengths? All the things you like about yourself, even, but your strengths. What are your strengths? Write 5 of them down and you'll realize you're awesome. Definitely. Okay. Value your strengths. Write them and speak them. Speak them to other people. When you find yourself talking about a strength to another person who's interested in you, you really feel that in a different way. Um, Number 10 is define who you are beyond roles. So roles are the things that we do, and often we define ourselves through our roles, what we actually do in life, which might be your job, but your job might be more than just a role. It might be you. Who are you? That's what we focus on, not so much the role of being a parent or the role of being a teacher or a therapist or whatever. It's actually you. You. Who are you? You might want to write that down. You might want to write about who you are. Um, Something more in there than just what you do. That doesn't define who you are. Um, yeah, enjoy that. Self honesty, ultimately taking responsibility for ourselves. So some people have quite a different loci of control. Some people tend to be quite external and blame people or the environment for whatever's going on. Other people have an internal loci of control, center of control. And that's when we take responsibility. We are autonomous, and we take responsibility for what we've done, who we are, what is happening, without beating ourselves up. We simply own it, and we take the right action then to do whatever you need to do. Um, External loci of control, when you're constantly blaming other people or situations, it's less healthy, isn't it? Also, we can look at um, responsibility, and taking responsibility too. Sometimes we can take too much responsibility for something when it's less aligned with our life. Sorry, I'm going to have to shut my window. Yeah, that's better. The warm weather brings everyone out, doesn't it? Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, when we take too much responsibility for something, which is disproportionate to what we should, they used to call that neurosis. So we end up worrying and we get concerned and we would blame ourselves. The opposite of that would maybe be a character disorder, again, where we just blame everybody and anything round about us and we don't take any responsibility. Um, that's not ideal. And taking too much responsibility when it's inappropriate is also less ideal. Freud called it neurosis, obsessional worries and fears may be created out of just taking too much responsibility. So it's getting it right. It's getting it right. There are things that are out with your control, for example, that, no matter what you have done or haven't done, it would have made no difference to that. So it's not like taking blame for things that you shouldn't be blaming yourself. It's just about being responsible for what you do, the choices that you make, and working with that. Lovely. Self-forgiveness is point number 12. Learning to forgive yourself. I want to mention Honopono at the moment. We can do a water blessing where we say, I love you. Um, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. And that sequence of words, I love you, blessing water and blessing every cell in the body. But Honopono can also teach you forgiveness because I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. It's lovely practicing that. What you're doing is forgiving yourself for any negative thoughts that you've ever had, or any attack that you've put on yourself. I love you. Sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. It's a nice wee technique. It's very loving. Bless your water. Hold your water and say it 3 times. Drink the water and really feel that beautiful energy or love that you put into the water. Honopono is about self-love, of course, and was used in Hawaii to treat mental illness. Bless your water each and every day. Drink plenty of water, of course, as well. That's a good way to practice self-forgiveness. But there are other ways as well, as you know. Okay. Scrap trying to please all the people. We can't please all the people all the time for sure. We're either going to waste our time or we're going to be pleasing the wrong people. It's about not spreading yourself too thin, that one. Number 14 is about gratitude, and practicing gratitude can really help you to love yourself. And people often reflect on what is happiness. Well, happiness is maybe being grateful for everything that we've got, and allowing that to be a focus. Being grateful for everything that we have. Think of all the things that you've got, and when you feel grateful for them, of course, it creates a beautiful energy. And why not cultivate some gratitude to you? Yeah, and what you do. Why not? It's beautiful. Okay, celebrate success. Whenever there's success, do celebrate it with bells on. Definitely. It's like giving yourself a little pat in the back sometimes. I think we need to do that. And celebrating your success will make you feel much more loving towards yourself. Reflect back and see just how far you have come and be proud of yourself. Yeah. Actually, it's quite amazing to do that. If you take a wee moment, even just to reflect back to New Year, to January, look where you've come from the new year and what you've done so far. Yeah. Okay. Affirmations can be helpful when it comes to loving the self, creating positive statements in the present tense. And sometimes, you can tap them in a little bit. Um, Sometimes affirmations feel difficult. Um, what you do is just call in the energy of that, whatever you're trying to affirm, like call in the energy of self-love or call in the energy of confidence, call in the energy of feeling completely worthy, call that energy and feel that energy, and maybe you're able then to create an affirmation from that. Be mindful of your feelings, really honor them, respect them, just as they are without judgment. So that's why mindfulness is good, because we are aware without the judgment, and to honor all your feelings, because there are so many emotions. Yeah, we talk about 60 to 90,000 thoughts a day, and a lot of those thoughts are triggers to emotions. As soon as we have a thought, polypeptides are released from your brain, they flood the body, all the cells and receptors of your body, and that creates a feeling in your body. And most emotions are, like you have sadness and you have happiness and you have disgust, and you have your basic 7 emotions that apply universally across the world. Of course, Darwin spoke about that. But where do those emotions come from? Sometimes it's seeing something in an environment. Sometimes it's the thoughts that we have. So our thoughts are creating feelings. And it's much easier to deal with a feeling because it's really obvious. So if you're feeling sad or you're feeling down, it's probably because of the way we've been thinking and the way that's interacting with what's happening in our environment. And sometimes it's hard to stop the thinking, but what we can do is acknowledge the emotion, whatever it is. If you're unhappy with that emotion, scan your body and breathe into wherever you're holding it. Just keep breathing into it softly with love, which means without judgment, and watch that soften. Just in case there's fear, which is one of the primary emotions, in case there's, something like self-hatred or self-loathing as well, have to honor that. It's come up for some reason. Feel it, notice it in your body, breathe into it, and you will feel the emotion begin to settle and the mind become a little bit more focused as well. So if there's any emotions that you wish to release, that's great, but it's doing it without the judgment, because they're there for a reason, and they're there ultimately to keep us safe and to give us a good life. So many nice emotions like euphoria or gratitude or happiness, joy. Um, but obviously, we have negative emotions as well. And ultimately, they're just there to keep us safe. So it's recognizing that, breathing into it, and you feel safe because you've released it a little. Okay, taking care of yourself physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually is always very nice. Um, Having a little bit of pamper. Reiki would take care of all those, of course. Talk to like-minded friends regularly. Definitely very affirmative, very affirmative. Um, and when we realize that other people think as we do or have similar attitudes to us, then, we appreciate ourselves a wee bit more. So it's lovely to speak to a like-minded friend. Being assertive when necessary is also useful, especially if people are taking advantage of us, walking all over us, or something like this. Um, would you like to know what it feels like, actually? We can do a little theta download there, where it feels like to be assertive without. I had to pause the video there. Yeah. Um, yeah. So um I don't know what the problem's been, but I knew there was some difficulty. I came on, I was sitting at the computer, and it was 5 past 7, and no one was here. And I asked Phil to check my Synergy messages, and no one had messaged. So you just checked there, and a few of you have. So I don't understand. I've just clicked on the link and came on the video. So you'll get this video. I'm awful sorry that a few of you were going to be with us tonight, and it's just me. Okay, let's keep going. And thank you kindly. Okay. So, I was going to say we can do something called an assertion with an affirmation. We would just like invite the energy of that in, and that's what that's called there. Um, yeah, okay. Asking for help when you need it as well, because reassurance is key. Um, and I'll always remember my first day studying psychology at Glasgow. A really brilliant lecturer, amazing lecturer, was speaking about reassurance and said to us that 9 times out of 10, that is what will help someone the most. So sometimes we just need that wee bit of reassurance. It's going to be okay. We're doing a good job or whatever you're doing. So speaking to people um, and asking for help when you need it is a very good thing. Next point, write a letter to yourself. You write yourself a love letter, something nice. Um, Write down all the nice things about yourself, the things that you love about yourself. That's a really nice thing to do, to sit down and write yourself a letter. I don't know if you've ever considered that before or done it before. If you have considered it, why not you action it and try it? Because you can always get that letter out and read it whenever you need to reassure yourself. A beautiful thing to do, actually. Okay, EFT moment. So, I've written here, even though I struggle to appreciate or value or accept myself, and it feels uncomfortable, I deeply and profoundly love and accept myself. That's a wee bit better, isn't it? You could also do, even though I loathe myself, if it is that bad on occasion, even though I loathe myself, hmm? I deeply and profoundly love and accept myself. So here's another one. Even though I dislike myself, it's a problem phrase. I deeply and profoundly love and accept myself. Even though I put myself down, there's another one. I deeply and profoundly love and accept myself. Even though I'm embarrassed with compliments, I deeply and profoundly love and accept myself. That's a really good one to help you accept a compliment more graciously, which always helps you love yourself more. Even though I'm uncomfortable saying I love you to myself, I deeply and profoundly love and accept myself. So there's a few examples, but the first one is even though I struggle to appreciate myself, I deeply and profoundly love and accept myself. Or even though I struggle to value myself, I deeply and profoundly love and accept myself. Or even though I struggle to accept myself, I deeply and profoundly love and accept myself. Yeah, maybe want to play around with little combinations of that. Okay. A wee point earlier about accepting compliments graciously, just with the EFT there. You can practice that too, but actually mindfully setting yourself a task where you're going to give yourself 5 compliments each day. Write them down. Give yourself 5 compliments each day. Sounds nice, doesn't it, actually? Yeah. Okay. Sometimes acknowledging that you're struggling is useful too, because then compassion comes in rather than panic or fear or frustration. So acknowledging if you're struggling, And that's okay. We all struggle from time to time, and we will struggle from time to time as well. Actually, just acknowledging that it's a struggle, and then making something a wee bit lighter for yourself, um, treating yourself with compassion. Okay, give yourself treats, reward yourself. And why not? That could be a weekend away. That could be time with your friends. That could be going out dancing. Give yourself some treats. Because then you feel that you are being rewarded for life, of course. Journal your feelings or do an audio recording. I think audio recordings are really good, like even here, and just to speak in the computer and say what you need to say. You can often find yourself saying exactly what you need to say when you say it out loud. So audio recordings are useful. I would suggest that, we're careful where we store them and we delete anything, that you would maybe not want someone else to hear. So that audio recordings are great. Journaling is fantastic. Um, Practicing the Metta Bhavana, which we did, of course, that was a very glorious evening together. Metta Bhavana is a great way to learn to love yourself. Um, Noticing your thoughts. We spoke about the emotions earlier, but actually noticing your thoughts and recognizing that you can choose your thoughts, that we can choose some nice thoughts. Yeah, it's a choice, isn't it? Beautiful. Would you like to know what it feels like to choose nice thoughts and to notice your thoughts without judging yourself? Here we go. Okay, personal growth is my next one. I mean, it's a lovely way to appreciate and love yourself more. When we do something maybe that takes us out of the comfort zone, when we learn something new, accomplish something new. Personal growth is wonderful. Sometimes there's a wee bit of pain involved there, but it's worth it. It's worth it. Definitely worth it. Maybe do something that gets you out of your comfort zone, just that wee bit. Set yourself a wee challenge that takes you out of your comfort zone. Because when you do that wee challenge, you feel really good about yourself. That's self-value. That's self-love, even doing that, to be honest with you. What is self-love again? What is love? Love is when we care and we feel responsible for a person and we're affectionate towards them. So self-love is caring for yourself. It's about making the right choices for yourself and showing yourself some affection, some positive regard. Yeah. Okay. Reactive versus proactive. We want to respond to things. When we're reactive, it's never a good thing. It's much more loving being proactive, responding, rather than being a reactive. Do something that excites you. Following your excitement is a wonderful thing. It's the route to happiness, and it makes you feel much better. What excites you? And can you do something to follow that this week? Beautiful. Would you like to know what it feels like to follow your excitement? Here we go. Okay. Next one, learn to let go. Mm, letting go is wonderful when we decide that we don't want to carry something any longer, feelings or an attitude or something. We let go, don't we? Um, and we can let go with our own feelings as well. Learning to let go, just practicing letting go, surrendering it. Sometimes what I do is I go into a meditation and I connect with the Creator in a theta state and I surrender what I need to surrender. I imagine it's going on a plate and I ask Creator to take that away from me, to deal with it. It's a really nice thing to do actually. And you really feel the energy of it when you do that. Why not ask the universe to take care of something for you? Release it, let it go, surrender it. It's really nice when you do that. Okay, let your ego be your amigo. Of course, your identity. If your identity, your ego is in a positive mode, allow it to be so. The Native American Indian said, if your ego isn't your amigo, then you're in trouble. It's so true, isn't it? So let your ego be your amigo. Be friends with your identity. Beautiful. No. Okay, if we were working on the person here, I would say, look yourself in the eye and say, I love you, or say thank you. We do mirror work quite a lot without realizing it because we put our hands in our heart and we say thank you, which is a very loving thing to do. So you might be looking just now on the screen, hand in heart, and saying thank you to your heart, or saying I love you. Um, Mirror work's really good. So, like before you do something, you can look yourself in the eye, just reassure yourself that you're ready. You're willing, you're able. Here we go. Time is now. You can give yourself a bit of a pep talk in the mirror rather than giving yourself a talking to. It's much nicer. Get yourself hyped up for it, get yourself ready for it. Say whatever you need to say. Look into your eyes and say it. It's difficult to be incompassionate or unkind when you do that. Lovely. So looking into your eyes and repeat, I love and accept myself exactly the way I am. I love and accept myself exactly the way I am. Looking right into your eyes. It'd be beautiful. If it feels uncomfortable, say it first without the mirror being there. And then when you feel you're in the mood to do that, feeling a wee bit more comfortable, try it with the mirror using the words. Enjoy. You might work on an attitude that I'm willing to change. I'm willing to change. Just being open to having a different way of thinking, of being, of doing something is quite nice. So just rather than judging yourself, just being willing and saying, I'm willing to change. Again, you can use a mirror to do that. I'm willing to change the way that I talk to myself. That's a very good one and very relevant to self-love. Yeah, look yourself in the eye and say that I'm willing to change. I'm open to change. I'm open to being softer, kinder, more loving and compassionate towards myself. Tell yourself that in the mirror. It's lovely. Thank you. Inner child work again, just bring in your inner child and you know, anything that stopped you loving yourself, invite the inner child in and have a little conversation with your inner child about that, as we worked so hard on a previous evening. Okay, release all self-criticism, um, as this resistance is actually self-sabotaging. So it's not to make us better. Um, yeah, release all self-criticism, as this is resistance and it's self-sabotaging, criticizing yourself. It stops you doing things. A little bit more than learning to let go. You can relax your body and you can breathe into any tensions that you may be holding until they soften. So you've just let go of tension there. And then you can affirm, I'm willing to let go, and really feel that. Again, you maybe want to go into your body and release some tension. You can scrunch up your muscles like progressive muscle relaxation and then let them go. And then bring the affirmations back in again, and maybe develop it a wee bit further. I am at peace with myself and the process of life. I am safe. Beautiful. Scan the body again and just let go of any tension. So we did an initial scan, breathed into any tension, released it there, and said, I'm willing to let go. Really affirming that. Then breathing into any resistance, any tension, or anything that comes up with, I'm willing to let go until all that disappears. Maybe doing a little progressive muscle relaxation, tensing up and releasing, breathing in, and then releasing with the out breath. Body scan again. And when you feel completely calm and free of any tension, you might want to affirm, I'm at peace with myself and the process of life. I am safe. Beautiful. You breathe into that again, letting go of any other resistance or tension that arises there. Okay, number 46, believe it or not. Forgive yourself by working on letting go of any resentments or grudges, I would say. That's a great way to forgive yourself. Okay, Um, I'm going to leave it at that for the evening. I hope you enjoyed what we did there. I hope you appreciated and enjoyed the theatre downloads. Call them in. It's a little bit different from what I planned. I was going to take you through some meditation, but I'm more keen to get this recording to people in case anyone's concerned about me. Really not sure what happened. Just clicked on the same link as previous nights, and it took me into an empty room. Maybe it was supposed to be like this tonight, but thank you very much for joining us this week. The healing continues. I'm going to be doing. I was going to suggest to everyone tonight that we do something really good, fun for June, and I had a really nice idea for you. I was really looking forward to sharing it with you. Thought we could maybe do a check-in on the law of attraction and turn that into a complete meditative experience. That would be a really nice week, wouldn't it? It'd be just full of such positivity, and we'd be manifesting and doing some nice stuff. Let me know what you think in that. I think that's a brilliant topic. And just to choose a couple of things in the summer that are a wee bit lighter. Well done for working on yourself and your self love. You might want to energy test yourself again. I love myself, yes, to see if you go forward like our group did yesterday after doing the tapping. Um, but you might want to rethink the tapping, given some of the cues, some of the problem phrases created this evening. I hope that helps. I'm going to send lots more Reiki to you. Thank you again for being with us, and my love to everyone. Take care, and I hope to see you again soon. Enjoy all the distant healing that will continue to flow through the month. My love to you all. Bye bye.